Whether or not people want to be individualistic is very incredibly irrelevant, because at the end of the day, we are a unified body of souls created on the planet to be fruitful, occupy the earth, and fill it by a holy God who intended for us to live in camaraderie with one another, that we might indeed build our nations to the height of glory and splendor that they ultimately found themselves in. When then you start to break brick by brick every last solid structure in your country built by your forefathers who came before you, purely because you imagine that within your individualistic bone, you are going to be the only one successful for the day, and upon being the only one successful for the day, therefore get to gloat to everybody else that is having a hard time. Ultimately, activity of that nature starts to multiply in mushrooms. It gains a multiplier, an exponent, meaning more and more people start to practice this dastardly behavior. When they practice this behavior in their numbers, therefore, it creates a collateral damage on pretty much everybody else. It becomes a ubiquitous challenge for the nation that you are living in, and when then it is especially bad for the world at all. Human beings, the individualistic way in which you are thinking in this 21st century is frankly ending the planet as we know it. It is written in God's word in 2 Timothy 3 that in the last days perilous times are going to arrive. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but among the moral turpitude of human race people in these last days is love of self, love of money, boastfulness, pride, blasphemy against God, so disregarding entirely that he even created your planet, disobedient to parents, despisers of those who do good, unthankful and holy. You are lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, always learning but never coming to a knowledge of a truth. And then there are perverted men among you who slide their ways into the DMs of unsuspecting women, burdening them with passions. Apparently your folly will be evident to everyone, but you will be among the reasons why the Lord has to basically end this going concern already and bring about what is called the Great Tribulation. You will be so morally dastardly that the Lord is going to have to basically hand you over to worshiping a man and then him destroy you at his second coming, but not first before grabbing his children and taking them out the way while the indignation is being fulfilled. We will be put in the chambers of God while his indignation gets fulfilled. There is no way you can maintain this individualism where you are grabbing your own, lover of self, lover of money, at the expense of a planet that was made for all of us to live on it, be fruitful and multiply. You can't, in your weakness against the Lord because of your slavery to sin, anticipate you can cause the whole planet to sin against God and ignore gender, sin against God and ignore all different kinds of things, and then be okay. You're bringing about the apocalypse.